First of all, your beauty, your worth, your value, your respect is not defined by age. So I know the title of this video is like 3 things men find really beautiful and amazing and attractive in women over 40. And that's a topic that's just been raised so many times. So I want to highlight 3 very powerful, beautiful qualities that women over 40 have that actually a lot of these women that are these young girls just don't have. So before we go into this, unfortunately, the way how beauty is portrayed nowadays in media, in society, obviously in social media, even with our friends and family, in many ways it's quite unfortunate. So I want to highlight the fact is like, look, there's some uniqueness and some beauty and some gorgeousness that you have that every single man and woman in this world actually has. And if we're starting to get more in touch with that, rather than putting so much attention on like what other people say and think and feel and what you see in magazines and social media pages and like in TV and movies and whatever, if we're stepping a little bit away from this and looking for the beauty that we have on the inside, and if you're really getting in touch with that, I can guarantee you the man around you, they're going to see that too, because it's very obvious, right? If you see a man that is very insecure, he's quite unsure about himself, and he doesn't really has that level of confidence of feeling sure about himself, then you're going to feel that too. And you're going to be less attracted than a man who's very confident, who's strong, who stands on his own feet, and is really like embodying a level of like, this is who I am. I like myself. I love myself. I know what I stand for. Those are my values. I'm very much in respect with myself and my boundaries and everything else. That makes a difference. So if you carry that type of energy on the inside, a lot of people around you, a lot of men around you will see that grace and that gorgeousness and that beauty that you are. So let's come to the 3 facts, the 3 things that I think a lot of women that are 40 plus actually have that all these younger girls don't even have. And the first one, she really knows herself and she embraces her own journey. What I mean by this is like there's so much life experience. There's so much that has been lived. All these ups and downs and peaks and valleys, and like there's just a level of embodiment and confidence that's just created through time. So if you have a woman that is just 20, the level of like having her shit together and being really like solid from the inside and the outside is just not going to be there. But you have lived life. You've had a lot of experience with different friendships and partnerships and in business and in life. Probably some tragical moments as well, because that's part of life too. There's some pain and some suffering that we've all experienced, and you've been through that. So you're not new to the game. And I think there's something very important in this, because with that, you also start to create and embody some self-assuredness about who you are and what you stand for, and you're more clear about your purpose and your value, and you have this clarity about your goals, and all of these things are highly, highly attractive. Now, if you compare this to a girl who's just like, 21, might look absolutely beautiful, but is all over the place. He wants this, wants that, jumps here, jumps there, very easily and quickly influenced and manipulated in some ways by others as well. If you compare these two, which one is usually a little bit more attractive? The one where you know what you're gonna get, and that is you. Which brings me to today's sponsor. If you're stuck, lost, or confused when it comes to your relationship with men, and you don't know how to communicate your needs to him in a way that makes you feel seen, loved, and heard, then you must see this. Since every woman's personality and circumstance is so unique and so special to you, we have a free relationship assessment quiz that you can take in the link below. That quiz will give you a customizable action plan to give you the love that you deserve, because you're worthy of it and you do deserve it so, so much. So take our free relationship assessment quiz right now, and now back to the video. The second piece is the most important one. And actually that's the one that's not age related, but I think it's so, so important. So I wanted to bring it in here, which is like you have a mindset and an attitude to life that men are beautiful, men are amazing, you love men, you want men, you need men. If you have that type of genuine appreciation for the masculine, then men are going to feel so much more attracted to you, because we love to feel admired and appreciated. And that doesn't have to be necessary in the romantic way only. I have some female friends that have that type of attitude and mindset of like, men are the most amazing creatures in this world, and I cannot even imagine living without them. Just me listening to this makes me feel more attracted to them, because that's an energy that every man wants to have in their woman. That's a quality. If you embody that, and if you look and find out, if you don't, to eliminate the reasons of why you might have a different perspective on this, then stepping back into, I love men, I want men, I think they're amazing, they're so helpful, there's so many things men can do that I cannot do, that I won't do, that I have no desire to do, and I'm so grateful that I have these men in my life. It's a huge, huge difference. I remember this client, she talked to me about like 10 minutes about, her man, they were going through a divorce, and then like she talked about a few other men, and then I stopped her and was like, why do you hate men so much? Like I literally completely interrupted her thought patterns and like the way how she thinks. And what happens is like there was like 5-10 minutes of silence, and then she realized, oh my God, you're so right. It's like, yeah, you say this, you say this, you say this, like everywhere. All I can hear is like you have so much resentment and hate towards men. Like, do you want to live in a world where this is your reality? Do you want to raise your daughter in an environment where she grows up seeing her mom having such a disgrace and resentment and negativity towards men? It's like, no, it's like, that's the work. So the reason why I say that is, if you have the opposite, obviously, and you can embrace men for everything that they are, the beauty, the blessings, the qualities, these masculine traits and everything else, and there's a love and an appreciation towards men, men are going to feel so much more attracted to you. So look into, how are you looking at men? How are you looking at relationships? And do you allow past relationships and past experience to control your life and the way how you relate and associate towards men and relationships right now still? And the third thing that I think is so, so important, and most men are very, very attracted to, is there's a level of maturity and emotional stability that you embody. Because why? You have some emotional calm inside of you, because again, you've experienced so much. There's a more groundedness and resilience that you have, because you know how to handle challenges. You're not going to get overly jealous about small things. You have an internal harmony and stability inside of you that also appearance of drama and conflict and stress is going to be so much lower than this 20-year-old hot girl that doesn't know how to handle her emotions at all, that's like, almost erratic in her responses in some ways, and completely loses her shit because she hasn't gone through all these different layers and steps and turbulences of life. And if you, obviously 40 plus, that's what the woman is all about, you have already created that resilience and that internal harmony and that understanding and ability to navigate whatever kind of challenges and obstacles might come your way. You can handle them, and you can handle them with grace, and you can get out of your own box too and put yourself in someone else's box. All of these things are very, very attractive, and they're really showing a level of having a supportive relationship dynamic, which ultimately we all want and desire, right? So if you can find the beauty that you have, that uniqueness and that specialty that you embody, and you combine that obviously with this understanding and knowledge of like, okay, yeah, there's a level of clarity and a level of having understood life that younger girls just don't have, but because you have matured in a very beautiful way, you embody that. You combine this with a mindset and an attitude of like, I love men, I appreciate men, I want them in my life. And you see the beauty and how that's going to be reflected, how men are going to react to this. And then you find the beauty and the wisdom in realizing that, okay, there's an emotional maturity and a stability that I embody, that's also going to be very attractive to men that are out there, men that I want to be attracted to, then you have an understanding of three very powerful, beautiful things that make you as a woman over 40 so much more beautiful. And those are qualities that every man actually wants in his life.